I mean, hurry up. I'm here. I'm here. We're here. And we're already halfway through our membership target. Thank you to a massive Mr. John McCardle, who's dropped 50 gifted already, babe. A big fiddy. I don't have to look pretty tonight because actually the majority of me is going to be in a tiny little corner up here somewhere in a moment, because this is the second stream today where I'm going to be painting a model. People don't believe it. More painting is going to be happening today because earlier today I started on this cheeky chap. You'll see some colour on him already. I have told you all repeatedly, I'm fucking super excited for Space Wolves at the moment. And so we're back with part 2 of our hobby shows today, and I'm going to continue to paint some Ragnar, because now they've gone Viking vibe, not furry vibe. I'm in. I'm all in. So I'll be jumping on top down in just a moment. We'll get the paintbrushes out in just a second, and we'll be continuing on that little journey today. I got to do some colour strengthening on a couple of little bits I've been looking at since we finished the stream earlier, up close. A couple of little bits of paint I want to stick on to get some stronger colours here and there. And then I'll be applying some washes and some recess washes and stuff like that to try and add some depth. And then after that, depending on how much it dries, we'll be doing some layering up and then some edge highlighting and highlighting as well. So we'll see how far we go. Luce is with me as well. She hasn't moved the microphone yet, but she is with me. She's not. Is it all porn?
No, it's somehow it's like a VPN thing.
They can't hear you properly anyway, sweetheart.
No, I'm not talking to them.
Oh, okay. Well, her mic's unmuted, so at some point you'll hear her move that across the desk. How are you, wonderful human beings? How's your weekend been? Hope you've had a great weekend. I've got lukewarm tea and forgot to get my squash as well. So at some point I'll have to dive out and get my squash. Well, I can go and get it. Doesn't matter. I've not even poured it. My name is Liam. I never said a word about Space Wolves, but now I love Space Wolves. That's not what's happened. At all. I think you'll find. As was proven on last week's Friday show. And the thumbnail that was put up 5 years ago. So, anywho, that light it looks really bad until I do this. Then it doesn't look so bad. It looks all right, right, at that point. So earlier we were working on this cheeky chap. Working on Mr. Ragnar. Oh, over here. Oh, you actually made it as well. Thank you. Working on cheeky Mr. Ragnar. Where we get that way? We were putting base colours on earlier. We're basically copying box art on him, but we're not using the same blues on his armour. We're not going baby blue armour. We're going grey armour, almost heresy grey armour, but not quite so dark. I've tried to go for a grey armour that's in between modern day baby blue Space Wolves and heresy grey. That's what I've tried to do. As every bandwagon says, I mean, I've proven it. I've proven it with a thumbnail from 5 years ago. All right. But yeah, I'm quite happy with him so far. It's gone quite well. So I'm actually hobbying tonight. So a few people have been asking lately, where's the hobby streams? Where's the actual hobby streams? Are you actually hobbying? We'll see if you guys actually enjoy it. Lucy's planning on hobbying as well.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely quite springy today.
It's lovely today.
Highs of nearly 20, and now it's really quite cold.
I had to ride over to the studio to get the top-down camera that I'm using at the moment, and it was so nice. It was so nice. I was so happy just sat there on the bike in the warmth. But yeah, it did feel a bit springy. I think from what you said, I can ride over to the studio both times this week as well, which is quite nice. Potentially.
Yeah, we're having our week off.
Your half-term week.
Mm-hmm.
Kev says we're only here for the knitting, to be fair. Are you knitting today? I thought you were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you said you were hobbying, but I didn't remember what you said you were actually doing.
I'm making some more socks.
Some more socks. Oh, we're back on socks.
Back on socks. Well, you can never have too many socks.
Well, the way you knit socks, you can stop that sentence with you can never have two. Because you paint one and stop.
Yeah. Chronic second sock syndrome. I think I have burnt on my neck.
Sunburn?
Yeah.
That was a silly idea. What did you do that for? Hobbying as well? Yeah, let me know what you're hobbying on, people. I want to know. I'm genuinely curious to know. There'll be occasions, just a warning. There'll be occasions this evening where I'll just go quiet. Because there's a bit I'm concentrating on quite hard. If Luz goes quiet, it's because she's counting. She struggles to 10, bless her.
We'll get there one day.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe.
Can we see the sock?
He did pay £100. There is your sock.
Yeah.
I mean, this is in 4K top-down camera as well, by the way. You've paid for that, all right. So, I mean, if you put red super chats in, you almost get what you... Well, if you said, can we see your penis? I'm not doing that. And neither's Luke. Luke's also going to show you her penis.
No, that's just for you.
There you go, Mr. Roland Bain. Thank you for the $100, man. What a legend. I mean, we're well over halfway through both targets now, aren't we? Look at that. Where do you two go? You and Mr. John. That is indeed a sock.
Painting my Krieg army. Can't wait for wolves.
You're all about the wolves as well, Adrian, yeah? There's going to be a lot of people jumping on the wolves bandwagon, I think, because the aesthetic, they've got it so right. Like, this is a good release by GW. The aesthetic is so good that I think so many people are going to be convinced. The amount of people that I had known before the Adepticon announcement that has said, if they go Nordic vibe with Space Wolves, I'm in danger, I may buy them. A lot of people that said that. A lot of people that said that. And they did it. They went Nordic. They went Nordic theme. Once they seem to have listened to the crowds. There's going to be a lot of Space Wolf players, and I'm here for it. Well, that's a much more solid colour. Hey, Escovy, how's it going, dude? Beautiful.
Currently painting Kazhin, trying to keep my head distracted from real life. The new wolves look so good.
So in real life, in fact, actually, if you're trying to keep yourself distracted from real life, I probably shouldn't ask you.
Yeah, let's not ask.
The Kazakin models are beautiful, by the way.
I started watching kids' TV in the morning.
You have, yeah.
Because
The real world's depressing.
I don't think we're supposed to know this much bad news on a regular basis.
No, I don't think we are either. Harry Armstream, yep. I didn't know you could see loose. Wee.
What?
What? Someone put in the chat Harry Armstream. I said, yeah.
Oh.
Didn't know you could see loose. Top pants. It's one of those moments where I said I'd have to concentrate. Told you. If I have to use a miniature zero to get these little fine red lines done, I'm going to probably go a bit quiet. This is the one that, right, hang on a minute, right? This is the bit I'm going to have to get really close to me so you're not going to see this for a second. If I let that dry, I could then fill in the rust grey part. Dave, thank you for 5 gifted. You legend. Is that because I'm painting wolves? Thank you so much, Dave. You're a hero. That's that. Drive down. Thank you so much. Drive down. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, Dave. You're a hero. Thank you, John. By the way, if you're still in chat, we're gonna live dub. Oh,
Share my bonus. I've been given £1 for being a legend.
just £1. Thanks, mate. I appreciate you. Keep your bonus for yourself, though. You earned it. Another dry brush somewhere. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Thank you so much, mate. What a hero. We should dry brush this rock before we go back in on the metal for the barbed wire. Otherwise I'm just going to get it with a dry brush anyway. We're on 55, you wonderful human beings. My wife, 2 daughters took it. Dog even got a whack. Lol. Now my goby brown's dried. I'm dry brushing Xandri dust, which is the colour I've used up on this eagle, over to it to tie it in, and I'm gone heavy in the middle here, where it kind of meets the sand, a little bit light around the edges, so then it kind of ties it all in. You can sort of see. And eventually, when I wash it, all Rhinox hide, so you get rid of that dry brush look. By adding a warm brown tone to it. You won't be able to tell. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. I think I'm going to start on some washes. No, I should probably build up those metals actually first. Probably a better use of my time. Is there anyone out there who hasn't been a Wolves fan before, who's now considering it based on the releases at Adepticon? I'm trying to work out how many people are now actually genuinely interested. Not that I've always been a fan crowd, but the people that are like, yeah, now I'm interested. I don't judge anyone who is now suddenly into it because the new model ranges are amazing. I don't buy into that rhetoric like, I've always been a fan. You've only just started being a fan. Like, you can be a fan whenever you want to be a fucking fan. It's Warhammer, for Christ's sake. If you suddenly decide that you like mech robots and you want to play Tau, play Tau. I actually think maybe Rhinox would go alright on these metallic bits as well. Got too much in my pile as is. I mean, we've all got that, mate. That's not an excuse. I really like how they have a kit with all the iconography. I wish Blizzard's got the same. Yeah, 100% I do. Absolutely do wish Blizzard's got the same treatment. Hey, Colonel, how's it going, dude? You okay over there?
Yeah, casting on. It's my least favourite part.
I mean, you might as well be speaking Dutch to me, honestly.
casting on is how many stitches you need to create as like the foundation of your project. And honestly, my soul dies a little bit when I find my size in a pattern and it's something like cast on 200 stitches. Oh no, fuck off. I'm not casting on 200. I'm not doing it. Different project. That one's out.
How many can it be for a sock?
Oh no, that would be for probably something like a jumper or something. A sock, I only need to cast on 56, so that's not too bad. And even then, that sounds like a lot, but because it's going to be in the ribbing, which it's not quite my least favourite bit, it's my second least favourite bit, it sort of nips it in, so...
Still sounds like more effort than I'd want to put in, I'll be honest.
He says, painting tiny, tiny, tiny things.
Less of the tiny, thanks. I think they're huge.
Have you seen...
The Muffin Man?
Oh no, it's okay, it's here. I was about to say, have you seen Ben walking around with colourful paperclip type things? They are my stitch holders. But they're here. Panic over. Do you ever hit a weird hump on your project where the motivation's run out, you're bored of it, and you're having to fight through it, but you will get the motivation back? There's this phase that you have to stick with it because otherwise you'll just abandon the project and move on.
You are aware who you're talking to. The worst
So you've never finished an army?
I have finished armies, yes. I have finished 2 armies in my time. I've started about 1 billion. You know full well how bad my concentration and ADHD is. Mr. the Harborn, welcome back from your holiday. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Going away nice. Right, I think we're about to aggressively wash and then go from there. Thank you so much for 10 gifted, man. What a legend. You've come back to a completely different time in our lives where Liam is painting. There's not an elf. Not an elf. Dominican Republic. I don't know where that is. Where's the Dominican Republic, Liz?
Oh, I don't. Did I not tell you about my GCSEs?
Yeah, I didn't think you saw any.
I've got no idea. You got Google Maps, you can find out.
Oh my god. That tea was stone cold by the end. There's some yellow I still want to strengthen as well. What's that?
Seriously considering the new wolves. Gits player in EOSO already painting a ton of fur right now. Why not add Space Viking wolf belt into the mix?
100%. I, however, have never painted fur or pelt before. I haven't definitely not done anywhere near as many faces.
Ben locked himself out
Of what?
of the house.
Lol. You not walk up to the back door, see him there, let him see you, and then just come back in.
No.
I would. That's what I would have done. Hey GK, how's it going, dude? Hands up in chat if you hung out with us earlier. Okay, right. I'm absolutely putting off. Absolutely putting off the washing stage of this. Pelts are easy. Gracie Apothecary White done. I don't use contrast. I am not a fan. It's in the Caribbean, same island as Haiti.
Mhm.
Glad you're listening. Just not listening, chat. Top tip, right? If you're ever gonna wash something like a gold or a coppery colour, this is Balthasar gold I'm using, which is more of a copper than a copper, I think. Sometimes you want to be using right plum flesh shade as a wash. We're just gonna find the copper areas. I'm just going to run it in. Give it some definition. Use a little bit more on the brush here. Sitting on those runes. I need to strengthen, or I need to neaten up the black on that little sword at the bottom there where I touched it with the copper. We can do that in a moment. Let this dry first. Put it on the little toesies. We've got a touch on this piece on the arm here. You did let the wash do most of the work here, actually, to be fair. I'm going to go over this red gem and try not to touch the blue armour. Because I'm going to go back on the armour with Abaddon Black. Not Abaddon Black, sorry, no, I want to try and create that definition. So again here. Fill this in with Flesh Shade. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do the whole of... Actually, going to get some more Flesh Shade. I'm going to do the whole of the sword at the moment in Flesh Shade. And I might use it to do some of the blending later on. Add a bit of water. Now this is me now experimenting live on air, so I have no idea if this is the right way to go. I'm going to come into the red and the wolf head. What I'm actually going to do is come about here, just bring it down. Turn it over. Same one here as well. Put all the Flesh Shade on the brass and the red. Add a bit of definition. And what we're going to do is grab it from about the wording and bring it down. Seraphim Sepia is also good for golds. The Flesh Shade gives it more warmth. But you can absolutely use Sepia too. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I like Sepia for golds if I want to keep it cold. I like Flesh Shade if I want to give it a warmth. And because this is copper more than a gold, I want to give it a coppery warmth. I'm actually not going to do that central pelt yet because I need to do the Nuln Oil first, and what I might have to do is run the Nuln Oil in here, and then I may have to come back in and touch up the wolf heads with the brass again and do the gem. So we might leave that there. I do need to get some Corvus Black on the brush and tidy up this bottom piece of the blade. Like that. Beautiful stuff. Okay, good. Now, I do have some sepia for all of the other pelt stuff. I've gone back to me thanks to you, Miss Dempsey. You're very welcome. Exclamation mark mead. I need to give them a belt at some point. I've not had any meat out of them for a while. I like a bit of sepia for fur pelts. start off with a bit of sepia anyway. Good work. And then I missed the right click on the sword hilt. Then we need to get some agrax. Use agrax for all of the bone stuff. I'm not saying, by the way, this is the best way to do it. This is just the way that I do it. I always add a bit of water nowadays because I always found that in the past my shading was far too harsh.
Last night I went to see Jeff Wayne's musical version of War of the Worlds in Dublin. I loved it. I had the double of them when I was a teenager. Great show. Noticed the Martians had a lot of metal and green. Very Necron.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Stu. When I see your name come up with one with a story that long, I always think it's a joke, though. I was waiting for the punchline. Genuinely, however, glad you enjoyed it. Meanwhile, Stu, I'm painting Space Wolves. So what I've found with things like agrax is I'd rather gently shade it and do it twice than heavily shade it and try and have to chase it back. On little teeth like this one here, what you want to do is you want to work, I don't know if you can see it, you want to work up towards the point that it comes from. That's where you want the dark part of the tooth to be. So the tip of the tooth is brighter. Watch Warhips has got on painting Ragnar. Came out amazing. I keep getting confident on the model. His guys are incredible. I just don't like contrast. But it's just a preference thing. It's a good tool. I hate contrast, and I have followed Josh's guide and come out with a successful model at the end. So, you know, I don't like contrast. So let that be a testament to his painting guides. If you can not like the medium and really hate using it, and you follow his guide and you have a good result, I feel like that's a reasonable testimony. We also used agrax on skulls. like good definition on the skull. I want to add a little bit more to that tooth in the groin, but quite a tight spot to get Agrax into. Deep. For the sake of ease as well, I'm also going to use it on the pouches here. Add a bit of definition. Harder to see it when it's a bit brown on brown though. Across the top of that little pouch. Touch it to the strap. Get some flesh shade on that little bit of bronze I missed in there. Give it a bit of definition. Lovely job. A little bit more in there to make it a little bit more obvious because hard to spot otherwise. Bit of Agrax on this little strap. Like that. Living the dream. I'm going to run some into that. I'm going to do is add a bit more water. So what's left of my Agrax mix here. Get it really thin. And we're going to run some up to the edge of this as well. Start darkening this down. I'll let that dry. Okay, right. Tedious parts coming up. The null, or I need to do the leg strap, don't I? Forgot about that. Strap goes on the base of his leg here for the other totems. Little white tick swoosh. Give it a bit of depth. Okay, cool. Now we're going to have to move on to the tedious part, which is the null oil. I think what I'm going to do actually is run a bit more flesh shade into some of those brass points. Strengthen the shade up a little bit. Give it a ready copper vibe. That's better. It's sort of what earlier as well. If you go thin at the start and not too heavy, you can go in heavier later and keep adding until you're happy. If you go in really heavy at the start, it's very difficult to undo it without basically just starting again. Gee, thank you for 5 gifted, dude. Absolute hero. So I get a bit of a transition on the sword. Beautiful. It says 73. It's lying, chat. It's actually 70. 70. Right, cool. So now we're going to run some non-oil all over this mech standard grey base coat. When I say run, I'm going to be liberal in places and more precise in others, just because I want to, when I layer it back up in a moment, I want to make my life a little bit easier. Get a load of it on the pallet. Get some water. Mix up a bit. Here comes magical non-oil. Right, so in some places, like around the hand, I'm going to go quite heavy with it because there's lots of little detail, and I can just spot highlight the bits out that I want, and it's easier than panel lining. There's the rivets over here. We'll run the non-oil. I haven't used non-oil for ages, by the way, either. And then we'll do that on all of the soft armor pieces we did earlier in here. A bit of non-mint in here. It's going to really help with the Corvus black we put in before as well. Just darken it down that little bit more. And if there's bits where you sort of miss the edges, this will probably make up for it mostly. Be a bit liberal because we can always go back in with the standard grey and tidy it up. So I was trying finally give oil washers a go. Say, oh, there's a nice little set from the range. Let me know how you go. I hated oils, but I probably was just doing it wrong. Some people get some amazing results with them. Okay. There's a little bit of the soft material in here that we can touch in. Bit there as well. A bit too heavy, let's pull a bit of that out. Okay. We've got a bit under his arm here. And then there is a bit, which we talked about this afternoon, that sits in his elbow. In there. I'll run this in with a thinner brush. Let it sit in the groove. Right, okay. Now, we now are going to go all over this belt, which seems a bit counterintuitive. I think it's going to add some definition that I need for some of the later stages. Okay, cool. It's pretty tasty. Now I think I'm going to switch back to my miniature brush. We get a lot more fussy now. This isn't going to have to be perfect, but I'm going to get more fussy. Gonna run it in all the recesses. I'm gonna touch on all the rivets. Get them some definition. What I'm going to do now with my Nuln Oil is line round everything. I'm going to be as neat as I can, but it's also quite a thin shade I'm putting on at the moment. Again, I'd rather do it twice. I know it sounds to a lot of people like that's the worst option. But I'd rather do it twice than overdo it once. Washing rivets team, eh? How exciting. Okay, so that's the front of his torso done. These parts, the power pack that will line in. I want to add a bit above the belt here as well. Touch those rivets. Beautiful. Right, so let's start off on his left arm. And again, same detail. I'm just going to go around all of the areas where there is an armor panel or a line. So a little bit of shade. Very, very, very subtle. Where you've got the actual indent lines here, you can go a little bit heavier with it. Let the wash do its job in the line. But otherwise, super fine. Nowhere near as heavy and thick as you see some people doing it. You will thank me. Effectively wild. Thank you for the 5 gifted, dude. What a fucking legend. I'm also going to do is go around these diamonds on the arms. So I said to you earlier I didn't want to go right to the edge of the blue armour. What I want to do here is pick it up and run some oil in here like that. Because it's a better looking shade, I think, on the grey. Yeah, that's much nicer. Left arm done. We're getting some definition now. It's coming alive. Hey, Sagala, thank you for 5 gifted. What an absolute fucking hero you are as well. you get to the point where you maybe have pulled a bit too much, just dry your brush off somewhere, go in, wiggle it around a bit. Okay, we're above the belt good. A couple of patches I'm going to want to neat up. I want to add a bit more definition under the main chest plate actually, because I know he's got that like necklace thing to come on as well. So I'll run some more in here. This is what I mean. Going light means I can just add, and go, that's enough. More actually. Oh, I hate Thunderwolf Cavalry. Who says that? You're right over there, Puppet.
Yep.
Awfully quiet.
I'm ribbing.
I beg your pardon.
Ribbing.
Like a frog.
There is a saying in knitting. It's called frog it. And when you frog something, it means you're pulling it out, but you're ripping it out. And because rip it sounds like ribbit, it then was turned into I need to frog my project.
Oh, look at that. I didn't know that.
Fun fact. But I'm not ripping it, I'm ribbing, which means I'm creating the elastic cuff. And I hate it.
Why?
Because I can never get into a rhythm of it because I have to keep changing which side of the needle the yarn is on, and it makes it difficult to settle into the pattern. But I'm nearly done. I'm nearly past my second least favourite part.
Is there a favourite part at this point?
Yeah, when you get into the flow of it, and that's when you find yourself doing things like glancing up at the telly, which is always a proud moment when you think, oh, I actually followed that bit of the show and I did my knitting and I don't know how I got here, which means I must be then in the flow of it. That feels quite good.
Oh. I don't think I could do that with pit painting.
No, probably not with painting.
I think if I was painting, I was mid brush stroke and I looked up at the TV, I'd probably sob. Super thin yarn oil here, team. Some of these bits I can be a bit rougher with because I know that going in to clean it up will be much easier. Not all of it though.
What time are you logging off?
What time is it now?
25 to 9.
Is it? Let's see how far I get on this washing. I don't want to be too late tonight because I'm tired. Is there an alarm clock tomorrow?
Yeah, last one.
Well, then yes, I don't want to be too late tonight.
Okay.
Last one forever?
No.
Oh. But you said last one. balls up. I think I can fix that easy enough though. If I'm going to fail to control the brush, I want to fail to control the brush in a place where I think it's easy to tidy it up. Loose knitting stream when?
I would happily wear a GoPro while I'm knitting. You can do the talking. I'll just be in silence here knitting. I wear like a miner's head torch.
I hate to break it to you, but I don't
GoPro.
think that's what they're after, Luce.
That's what they're after. That's it. That's what they're after.
I'm sure it is.
I think it is.
Jesus. It's hard, this part, team, by the way, if you hadn't noticed.
I might need to go and get my pattern. I can't remember.
You can't remember? I can't remember.
Sorry, I can't remember. If I start the reinforcing heel with the wrong side. Which I think I do, because the pattern goes purl and then a row of knit slip, and then the third row is purl and the fourth row is slip knit. So it's purl pattern, but this doesn't feel natural on the needle to start here. And I don't remember there being a bit of resistance, so I'm just going to go and get my pattern.
I'm sure it won't be a surprise to you for me to say. I've got a fucking clue what you're talking about.
Yeah. But I'm not suffering through ribbing again, so I'll go and get my pattern.
Trying to decide whether I want to run some non-oil in on the cord across his leg. I think I do. Run it into here because I can tie that up again with some standard grey later.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to do it. run a bit on the silver pieces here. I'm going to run it. Ground and then in the side. I'm actually going to run some underneath the brown as well, I think. Come off there, run there. Drop a bit in there for some shadow. Okay. We have definition on Mr. Ragnar. Banging. Get in. I'm trying to go now a little bit heavier in the areas where they'd actually be in shade. So now it's about going around the model. There's a couple of little bits of this to in there. Like this piece here. Think about where his pose is. It's more likely to be in shade there. I'm trying to add a bit of definition to it. Bits here would be definitely in shade. Despite the fact that I've overdone it on there before, so I'm going to have to bring them back out again. Not in shade this piece, but I want better definition. think there as well. I think it's starting to look alright, team. I think it's starting to look alright. We're on 80 members as well, you lunatics. Downside I have, baby, is I'm actually quite enjoying this.
Yeah, I'm just getting into a pattern that I need to repeat. 14 times.
But also know we've got beds we need to make.
Yeah.
Oh no, attack racks. Oh no. This I do want it to be a bit darker. So we're going to add it to a wet palette, but we're not going to... Oh, it's sprayed everywhere. We're not going to water it down. I want to run this across all the blades. And across the... touch the blade itself to try and make that like illusion that there's a gap there that the teeth are sat in. I'll bang you over and do the same on the other side. Beautiful, it works. Ragnar going to be an entry for Beachhead Painting Comp? I might do another one. I'm enjoying this though quite a lot. I think he's coming up quite nice as well. Ian, thank you for one gifted, dude. Absolute fucking hero. I think there is a lot of definition here now. A lot of tidying up that needs to be done. I can live with a lot of tidying up though. I'm okay with that. Well, this is just lovely. Peaceful. I think it's peaceful.
It is peaceful. Less peaceful when I have a 12-year-old in my peripheral trying to sign language to me about a drink using all the other signs apart from, can I have a drink, please?
A 12?
The 12-year-old now.
But now?
Just a minute ago.
Get himself a fucking drink.
I know. I'm standing here like, James, you're nearly taller than me. Go and get yourself a drink. There's nothing in the fridge you can't reach anymore. I might say to him, bet you wish you paid attention in sign now.
But he doesn't. Now, because we didn't do an all-over wash, now what we can do is we can just go in on spots and tidy up that Mac Standard grey. I'm just using thin coats, and I can do like 3 or 4 if I need to. But if I go thick coat and I go too heavy into the bit that I've washed, I then have to undo that. This is how it takes me forever to do anything, because I fucking like being really fussy. So here's hoping that head takers are really expensive in points and really fucking good. Then I have to spend less time painting models for an army.
This morning it actually made a big difference, the clocks going forward.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was really gloomy last week we'd had sunshine, but then the clocks going forward made it just a little bit gloomy, and it made a huge difference.
It's a bit messy under there. That's a piece I'm less happy with. Nicer. Banging. Banging. I'm very happy with how this is coming out, babe. Oh, that's good. Oh, thanks. fire. I need to work out what I'm going to do with the runes in here.
When are you stopping?
I don't know. You asked me that before, and I said, when are you stopping? And you said, I'm just getting into a pattern now, and I have to do this 14 times.
Which is why I'm asking, because like, I'm at a stopping point. If you're not stopping, then I'll do the next.
To be fair, it's 9:10. I could stop. We haven't made the beds yet. It's okay. I'll make the beds for you. Oh, bless you, babe.
Yeah, not happening.
Do you not think that was believable?
No.
I think, team, from what Lucy's just said, we're going to call it there. So we have got this far so far. We've strengthened up the colours on the base and dry brushed the mine sand colour. I haven't started washing it yet because I'm dicking around painting toes. So I'll wait till I'm happy with the toes being done before I start like washing the base and stuff. What we've done today is we've then gone in and strengthened up a couple other layers on him, areas where I wasn't entirely happy with what they looked like. And make sure the yellows were strong enough, etc., to start adding the washes and the blends. I've now washed all of the bronze. I say bronze, it's Balthazar gold, but it's the best copper looking colour with flesh shade. I've painted all the teeth and bone. I've painted the little tuft piece of tail there. I've done all that with the same colour I use on this base. Xandri Dust is an incredible base colour. I love it. Xandri Dust, the little skull. We started here on Sepia, worked up to Agrax on this little tough tail piece. We've Agraxed all the other bone, and then we've Agraxed the brown leather straps and stuff. We've then nulled everything, basically. So all of the joins, all of the shadows, everything else has been nulled to give it some definition and some depth. And I think he's looking pretty good. I think he looks better in front of me than he does on the camera, actually, which is good. We went a bit freelance up here. So we used Reichland Flesh Shade on the brass piece here, as I do, and I actually started bringing it up the sword and toning it down. I think with some extra water, I could do some really good blending on this actually with the Flesh Shade. I think that would probably be where I'll go with it. I may bring in some orange to warm it up, as maybe as a mid-tone kind of colour. I'm not sure yet. And I've started to darken down these little hilt parts on his sword as well, so we'll get those done eventually. But I think then he's looking alright. Like in terms of depth and colour, he's looking okay. So I'm going to try and not do too much. Well, when I get to edge highlighting, I'll probably do that off air, because I'll be like this. And that's not great content for you all, right? So I'll probably edge highlight it off air. But I think on the whole, he's looking alright right now. For a Space Marine who this morning was just airbrushed mech standard grey. I'm quite happy with how he's coming out so far. More to do though. More to do. We'll see. Tomorrow's a full day of streaming. I'm not going to get any painting done tomorrow. We're getting there though. What do you think, team? You happy with that? You think that's alright? Oh. We are going to finish the day on 81 members. I know it says 83, but it's lying to you. 19 away, but we did stream earlier and we did do 45 then as well, so, you know. It's not the worst. I'm waiting for you all to say it's wonderful so I can turn off, alright? The second I start painting, though, the problem is the second I start painting, my desk goes messy as shit. Thank you to the 85 to 100 people that hung out tonight as well, by the way. You peeps are amazing. I love you for that. Like I said, go back tomorrow with the Liam and Joe show at 1:30. I think it's just me and Joe tomorrow. And then Brom joins us in the evening. It's Brom versus Joe. I'm on the deck, and we'll play some more Warhammer to 40k. Wee man, thank you for 5 gifted memberships coming in there at the end. And ending on 86. Ignore the tracker, it's lying to you. Looking good makes me want to get one. We've been saying it's wonderful entire stream. I haven't been looking. Because I can't look up from painting, really, can I? The most important thing is I'm actually really fucking enjoying it at the moment. Like, really enjoying it, so... I could do an army of this, I think. I think I could. Yeah, I could. Anyway, how far have you got? I don't want to touch it.
Do you want to touch it?
No,
So
because I don't want to ruin it.
that bit. This is currently upside down, so it'll sit like that.
Oh, it's the top of the sock.
Yeah. So this is called the cuff.
Okay. The elasticy
And-
bit.
Yeah, I hate it. And then the diamonds there, you can just make out. That's the heel reinforcement. So that's the bit that touches the back of your shoe.
Cool.
I think that's my favourite bit. I like doing that bit.
Okay. Good job. Lucy's
Yeah.
done a fair amount as well. That's the most important part, yeah. Yeah, I'm genuinely enjoying painting this model. I didn't think I'd get this far in a day. Like, I've done an hour and a half tonight, and I did 2.5 hours early, 3 hours earlier. So I've done 4.5 hours, and I've done loads. Loads. I didn't think I'd get this far in that much time. Anyway, we're going to go. We've got beds to make.
We need to. I think I'm gonna give the dog a starve evening because she had a runny bum earlier.
Okay.
She's probably eaten this time.
Yeah.
So take the dog round, make the beds. Boys need to go in the shower and brush their teeth, and then we can go to bed. It sounds a lot. It's not a lot.
Say
It just
don't say
sounds
it.
a lot.
Don't say it. Don't say the phrase. I don't want to hear the phrase.
It's not that bad.
I don't want to hear the phrase.
It's not that bad.
It's at least worth making a cup of tea over at this rate. There's a lot to do.
There's not that much to do.
At least it's soon half-term week for us, which means no alarm clocks, and I will celebrate. And if you, when we have a week of no alarm clocks, continue to wake up at 7:10 and wake me up every day, I'm going to hit you over the head with a book.
It's not 7:10.
This morning?
No, it
Oh.
wasn't 7:10.
What was it?
6:10. I woke you up at around 7 with a coffee. But my brain was awake at 6:10, and just for you, so you wouldn't get that mad at me, I laid there for 20 more minutes wondering if I could get out of bed without you noticing. And then at 6:30, I thought, screw it, I'm awake. I can't lie here anymore. I need to get up.
The Lord of the House Corver says, say the phrase, Luce.
Looks worse than it is.
It's good on your gravestone, I'm telling you.
That's going to be the best gravestone in that church.
That's what I'm putting on your gravestone. It looks worse than it is.
Looks worse than it is.
Looks worse than it is. It's good on your gravestone. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for the Liam and Joe show at 1:30. And then there's that live game in the evening. I think Brom's on about bringing Ultramarines again for you Space Marine fans. I don't know what Joe's on about running yet. We'll wait and see. You people are incredible. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the 86 gifted memberships, you wonderful human beings. Thank you for the super chats. And thank you for the likes. You're all amazing human beings. Or, as Luce likes to say,
Best chat.
best chat. You're incredible humans. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at 13:30. If not, we'll see you in the next one.